Hello, my friend. I'm the Happy Banjo Teacher. Thanks for joining me. This is my second video that goes along with my arrangement of Don't Stop Believing by Journey. I'll take each section, work through it slowly with instruction, and then I'll play through each section slowly. Here we go. All right, this is the intro and the verse section, the main accompanying figure. And you'll be on a G chord, open G. And then you're going to set your D formation, the 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to slide your 2 finger to the 5th fret and do a 5, 4. And to E minor, the first finger on the 4 fret, and then the 2 and the 3 on the 5 fret. E minor. Then you drop to your C chord. Then the 4 on the 1 string. Back to your G chord. To the D chord. Slide to the 5th fret. 5, 4. Then you go to a B minor chord with your 1, 2. Fingers on the 3 and the 4, the 2 and the 3 string, and then you bring your 3rd finger to the 4th string, 4th fret. Then the C chord and the 4. All right, this is the intro and the verse going very slowly with no stops. Make sure you set each chord position before you play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. D chord, E minor, C, set, B minor, C, repeat. C, G, D, to the B minor, all right, this is page 1, starting on measure 11. It's the intro and the verse, variation 2, and it's a kind of a bluegrass style backup. Start by pinching the 3 and 1 string with the middle index, and then there's a slide on the 4th string with your 2nd finger. Pull off. Here's that measure again, measure 11. Ready, go. The next measure starts with a hammer on the 2nd string. Then shift your 2 to the 5 fret and the 1 finger on the 4 fret, and then 3 and 2 on the 5, 5. Here's measure 12, starting with a hammer on the 2nd string. Ready, go. And you're setting up your E minor chord here. E minor chord is on the 5th fret, and it's 3, 2, and the 1 finger is on the 3 string 4 fret. E minor chord. All right, so here is measure 13, the E minor chord. Ready, go. The 1 to the drop your hand to a C chord position, hammer on, here's measure 13 again. So you've just went up to your 5th fret, measure 13, you got your 3 and 2 finger down on the 5th fret. Measure 13, ready, set. Set your C chord, hammer on. Now right there on measure 15, it starts like measure 11. So here's measure 15, ready, go. Pull off, 16. Now, instead of going to E minor, you drop to the 3 fret with your 1st finger on the 2 string, and then you add your 2 finger to the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and you're setting up a B minor chord. And so there's 1st finger on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. 3rd string is your 4th finger on the 4th fret, and then your 3rd finger will be on the 4th string, 3rd fret. A B minor chord, and you're going to play an inside chord. Be able to do this. I'm pinching all 3 notes on strings 4, 3, and 2. All right, so here's measure 16 again, and we're going from a D chord to a B minor chord. So here's measure 16. Ready, go. Shift 5, drop to your B minor and grab it before you play. And then you're to the C chord. Here's measure 16 again, measure 16. Ready, go. C chord, hammer on, 4, and then you repeat. All right, so I'm going to play, let's just play measure 16 one more time to the end. Or let's 13, 14, 15. Let's start at measure 15, the G chord. Ready, set. Set your B minor. Let your hand go, set your C. And there you go. Practice the switching from the E minor chord to the B minor, just E minor and then B minor. E minor, B minor, E minor, B minor. Practice isolating that. You got to get real used to it. It's a little tricky. All right, here's the intro and the verse, variation 2, slowly with no stops. 1, 2, 3, 4. C chord. All right, on the tab, I'm on page 2, measure 19. It's the verse melody solo. Some interesting things going on. Here we go, really nice and slow. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going index, middle, thumb, okay, on the G chord. And I'll be using this pattern a lot through the entire piece. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the 2 on the 3 string. So I give a little action there with 16th notes in the second measure. To the E minor chord. Here's that second measure, the D chord. E minor. So there's a slide on the second string on measure 22. Measure 22, slide, and I'm also pinching it with the middle index. Notice how I do thumb index on the second string. So here's measure 22. G chord. Then at 25, I make a D chord 3 times. The G chord at the 4, 3, 5 fret, and the C chord. And I'm just going thumb, middle, index, and I'm pinching those chords together. So here's measure 25, the D chord, the G chord, the C chord. So the D is 2, 3, 4, the G is 4, 3, 5, and the C is 0, 1, 2. So the measure 25, ready, go. Shift, shift. Don't play the chord until you set it. Set it, set it, set it. And you touch the strings before you play it. So slow, set it, set it. See, I'm grabbing the strings and then I play it. Grab the strings and then play it. And then set the 4 on the 4 string. All right. This is measure 27, the second ending where you do the D chord, and it's the words on and on and on and on. So on and on and on and on. So it's, you just got to keep the beat there. This is measure 27, the second ending. Ready, go. On and on and on and on. All right, this is the verse melody, the top of page 2. Slowly, no stops, going really slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. First ending. 2, 3. Repeat. G. alternating. And on. And on. And on. All right, this is the first guitar solo, the advanced version, where he uses a 4-note scale. You're at the 5th fret, and it's the open 5-string. Then the 1-string 4 fret, 2-string 5 fret, and then 1-string 0. So learn to do this pattern slow. Thumb, middle, index, middle. You can do it either way. You can go thumb, middle, index, middle, or you can go thumb, middle, thumb, middle. I like to use the thumb twice, but some guys will use the middle. Thumb, middle, index, middle. I find there's more control when you use the thumb twice. So it's slowly, figure this out. Thumb, middle, thumb, thumb, middle, thumb, middle. That's all you need the whole time. And then you're going to also use 2 and 3 fingers on the 9/8 fret for the last note. And that's where you do a little fall thing. Here is the whole solo very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third measure. Faster. Set 9/8. And you do a fall. Just practice that over and over and you might be really good and fast at it. Now at the top of page 3, I came up with the first guitar solo, making it simpler and more interesting, I think, for the banjo. So I'm going to, you hear the chime on beat 1, 2, 3, 4, and with your 2, 3 fingers, you're going to start on the 7th fret. And there's a pattern where you go, look at the finger numbers, T-I-M-T, M-T-I-M. And that's going to be the pattern for the whole thing. So you're going to run this pattern on the 7, 7. Then you're going to go to the 8, 9, the same 2 fingers, just slide up. 7, 7, 8, 9. Then move them up to the 10 fret. The same 2, 2, 3. It looks like a little bull there. Then I move it back to the 8, 9. Then slide to the 7, 7. So these notes are kind of going with the chord progression. It makes it sound really cool when we speed it up. Here's measure 43. You're at the 5 now. Then go up to the 7 for the conclusion. Then set 8, 9 and do a fall on the 8, 9. So the whole time I'm using fingers 2 and 3. So you're on 7. Here's the frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a C position. This is a D position. So here you're starting, you're going to go 7, 8, 9, the 10, 10, 8, 9, 7, 7, 5, 5, 7, 7, then 8, 9 with a fall. 37. The first guitar solo, page 3, very simple, no stops. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, set your 7. 9, 7, to the 5, to the 7, set 8, 9. All right, have fun with that. Now real quick, on the guitar solo, using this fret 7, 8, 9, and 10 and all that, you can improvise what I showed you by adding either extensions or hammer-ons. So if you want to do extensions, it would sound like this. So you could do extensions, but you could also add hammer-ons as you wish. And you can just improvise and make it up yourself. Extension. Back to 9. See, and then you can do that solo any way you want. You can figure it out as the years go by. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, now we're on the bottom of page 3, the chorus. It starts at measure 45. And the first measure, you're doing a thumb, index, middle, pinching the D chord, 2, 3, 4. The G open, the D, and then the 4, 3, 5 G chord. And the first one is loud of each group and the rest are soft. So here's the D chord, ready, go. Then set your thumb middle on the 3 and the 1 string and you get a melody with a 2, 0. So here it is, measure 45, slowly go. D, set. Now measure 3, measure 48, there's a hammer-on the second string. So make sure you study the finger patterns below, the T, M, T, I. It's very important, and use your finger patterns on the top. This is measure 48, the hammer-on. Again. 49. First ending is a hammer-on the 3rd string. Then you back to measure 45. D, G, set your 2 on the 3 fret with your thumb and middle finger. Hammer. 49. Second ending, D, 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 then the G, 3, 4, 5, and then up to a C, the 9, 8, 10. Okay, so here's measure 53, D, D, G, then back to the D, to the G, 2, 3, 4, and quickly to the 9. And you're sliding your second finger on the 3rd fret the whole time. Just practice doing that. This measure 53. Set, 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 set. See how I do that? You never play until you set the chord. Very nice. All right. This is the chorus at the bottom of page 3, going through it twice, no stops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Repeat. Second ending. Finally, we're on page 4. This is the second guitar solo, and it incorporates all of the main melody notes of that solo. So listen to it carefully, and you'll hear the melody notes in this tab. You want to bring the melody notes out, and it goes real slowly. You're starting at the 4/5, and you count 2 beats. 1, 2, and then you're going to slide the 2 finger. 0, 5, 4, and that 2 finger is going to slide to your 12th fret. And that's the secret. That 2 finger is going to keep you safe because it goes to the 12th fret, and then you stay on the 2 and you move it to the 13. The 2 to the 13. And then the 1 finger goes to the 12. Then you're going to drop your 2, 3 down to the 10th fret. And this is the tricky part, index middle. Then the 4th finger on 12 and the 2 finger on 10 is thumb index. And then thumb on the 0. So it's a beautiful melodic lick. So here's 55 again. 0, you're going down to the, putting the 2nd finger on the 5th fret. Slide the 2nd finger to the 12th fret, 2nd string. Then the 13. 1st finger on the 12th fret, 2nd string. Then the 14. The 2 back to the 13. Then the 2 switches with the 1 on the 2 string, and you have this 2, 3 finger on the 10 fret. Then slide the 2 to the 7. Then the 1st finger to the 5, and the 1st finger to the 5 3rd string. Then put your 2 down and slide it to 13. The 1 finger is on the 12. The 3 is on the 14, the 2 back to the 2nd string 13, then the 1st finger 12, and the 3 finger on 14, with your index so your thumb can play the open 5 string. And then you slide your 2 finger to the 15th fret, and it's a quarter note, and then 2 open strings, the 1 and the 5. Then you put your 3rd finger on the 16th fret 1st string, and then you keep your 2nd finger on the 15, and then you put your 4th finger on the 17th fret. All right, here's the second guitar solo on page 4, And we're going very slowly with no stops. We start the melodic run with the second finger on the second string, 5th fret. 1 and 2. 12, 13. 14, 13th fret. 12. Drop the 2 to the 10. 2 to the 7. 1 to the 5. 2 up to the 13. 14. 15. Add the 16. Add the 17. Again, slowly with no stops. 1 and 2. Back to 13.